Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kaya Edwards, and I serve as the Digital Equity Manager for NCDIT's Office of Digital Equity and Literacy. And it is now time for one of today's most highly anticipated sessions, our Student Showcase. We are fortunate to have 3 student teams from across North Carolina joining us today to share about the exceptional work they are doing to strengthen their schools and communities. Please join me in welcoming students and advisors from Alamance County, Beaufort County, and the Governor Morehead School, located here in Raleigh. Each of these student teams is a part of a tech team initiative that is overseen by the North Carolina Business Committee for Education and Hometown Strong, and we thank them for their partnership. The Alamance County School is a part of a Digital Ambassadors Pilot Program, which is funded through a digital equity grant within our office, the Office of Digital Equity and Literacy, the first office of its kind in the nation. We know that investing in the next generation and in our communities is critically important to the future of our state, and we are excited to hear from these young people today. We have a few words of encouragement from Governor Cooper, and then I'm going to turn it over to Secretary Weaver to moderate today's panel. Thank you.
Hi everybody, Governor Morehead School here. Welcome to today's student panel, and thanks to all of you for participating. You're doing important work that's making a real difference, whether it's through repairing equipment or providing digital training for people. You're getting real-world experience and building skills that will prepare you for success in the future, all while helping others and strengthening our state. I also appreciate the educators and advisors who are helping prepare these students. You know, strong public schools mean strong communities, and programs like these are strengthening our efforts to prepare students for the careers of today and tomorrow. Thanks to each of our panelists for taking the time to share with us this afternoon, and thanks to all of our attendees supporting these students. Enjoy the summer, guys.
Which way do you need her to go?
And now I'll turn it over to Secretary Weaver. Thank you.
So let me just be clear, Kaya is one of our rock stars and why we have the best broadband program in the nation. So please give it up for her. You can see the passion that she's bringing to the task at hand, and as you can imagine, going into some of our communities is a tough challenge. She just nails it all the time, so we're very fortunate to have her as part of our team, and again, thank you for everything you're doing. Before we continue, I thought it was important, I don't know where Zach is, we have well over 600 people in attendance today. That's the largest we've ever had here in North Carolina, so thank you all very much for that. And to make it even better, I think 350 of that, if not a little bit higher, are all public sector employees. So again, I'm used to NASCIO and some other events where the ratio is 1 employee for every 5 vendors. It's nice to be on the majority side for a change and not a target of opportunity. So anyway, again, thank you for your support as we move on. You know, Kaya's role in talking and addressing digital equity, digital literacy type issues is extremely important here. So her office and her role is making sure that we have the devices, the literacy, and the education to use these devices. The last thing we want to do is put about 1.2 million North Carolinians on the high-speed internet for them to turn around and become victims of fraud, victims of cybercrime, things of that nature. And so it's extremely important that the education component that is underway right now within that office is out there. So as we look at the upcoming funding streams and the upcoming funding opportunities that we have, it's extremely important that we recognize that it's about affordability, it's about connectivity, and it's about devices and education on how to use those devices. And I think that's what makes North Carolina's program so strong, because comprehensively we have all 3 of those intertwined, and they're an integral part. And again, it's something the governor, as you've heard in his video, and I believe I forget where he's at today. But he couldn't be here, much to his chagrin, because this and what we're about ready to talk about with these awesome students behind us is something that the governor would have loved to have been standing up here. So I apologize to all of you that you got me and not Governor Cooper, but he would have loved to have been here. So state's business is taken away from him. Earlier today, I talked a lot about having the opportunity to go out and visit schools. And again, I encourage all of you to try, as I said earlier today, get involved in your school district. There are so many ways that each and every one of us here in this room can contribute and help facilitate the education of these young men and women that are behind us as an example. And what these young men and women are going to show us today is what's possible. It's truly amazing, and as I said, this is one of the best parts to me of the program, is hearing from these folks, our future leaders, our future employees, and we really need to take to heart what they're saying, what they're talking about, and more importantly, figure out how we can continue to support them in their endeavors. I'm really amazed at, normally we do not see this, but we have a lot of, well, I was going to say we have a lot of gender diversity, but we have gender diversity up here for one of the few times in one of these panels. I've constantly gone into certain high schools and tech programs, and it's male dominated. And we know that from our industry. And again, it's very important for these young women that are behind me in particular to see the support of the female leadership that's out here in the room, be inspired, help them move forward in their careers, show them that a job opportunity in information technology is extremely possible. And while some of these young women behind me may not want to do information technology, and that's okay, there's a lot of viable career choices out there, we just want to make sure that they have a fair and equitable opportunity to participate in information technology and go ahead and do great things. So with that, let's get to the actual student showcase here. And so first and foremost, I want to welcome Marissa. Marissa here is from the Governor Morehead School team, and we're going to start with her, and she's going to demonstrate her demonstration here. And do you need some assistance, Marissa? Or are you good to go, ma'am?
I'm good to go.
Okay, take it away, ma'am.
Hi. Hello, I am Marissa. I have a few technologies that I use for school and for day-to-life activities. I have a laptop that I use the screen reader JAWS to navigate for school and day-to-day activities. Like for school, for example, I would use my computer with JAWS to do assignments, navigate to assignments, get them completed and submitted to my teachers. Or for day-to-day life activities, I'd use my computer with JAWS screen reader to listen to music, find videos I want to watch, go on websites, read books. And I also have a digital Braille display, and I use my Braille display to connect to my phone with VoiceOver as a screen reader for iOS devices. And I use screen readers to navigate and get to websites, read what the website has to say, and the Braille will show up on the Braille display so I can read what the website has to say. And I have a Braille writer here. This Braille writer helps me take notes, read, write for school and day-to-day life activities. And this is Braille paper that I use to write or read or take notes. So as I put in the Braille paper, there are keys on the left and right. They're called the locking keys. You open them, then you put the Braille paper in, then close it. Then there's a margin that you would use when you're typing, and then there would be a bell when you get to the last part of the paper, and it will tell you when to get to the new line, which is on the left. It's a new line key. And if you make a mistake, you will use the backspace key on the right. And there are keys. So the first 3 are on the left, the space bar is in the middle, and the last 3 are on the right. So I will type my name in. And with Braille, there are dots that you have to know to type in the letters. So I typed my name in, and my name is with a capital, which is dot 6. M is dots 1, 3, 4. I use contractions, so AR is 3, 4, 5. But if you don't use contractions, you can use dot 1 for A and dot 1, 2, 3, 5 for R. Dots 2, 4 is I. Dots 2, 3, 4 is S, and dot 1 is A. Now I will talk about the Braille Writer Repair Tech Team. And in the Braille Writer Repair Tech Team, we repair Braille writers. And this Braille writer is not repaired, and the way we repair it is we take all the screws off of the Braille writer using this screwdriver. And we take the apron off using this screwdriver. And this is the apron. And then after we're done unscrewing, we use a brush. After we oil and dust the Braille writer, we use a brush to clean it really well. And after you clean the Braille writer, you wait for 10 minutes. After the 10 minutes is done, before you oil, you will test the Braille writer. After you oil it and wait another 10 minutes for it to dry, you will test it again to make sure the Braille writer is working correctly and it's oriented correctly. And after you test it and make sure it's oriented correctly, you will start to put the Braille writer back together with this screwdriver and this screwdriver for the apron. And this is the bottom. This is the top. This is the back with the bell to let you know when to go to the new line. This is the apron. And this is the front. Thank you so much for letting me speak about the Braille Writer Repair Tech Team.
So, Marissa, while you're getting up from your seat, how many Braille devices do you repair in the course of a school year?
In the course of the school year, I repair Braille writers once a week. So I would repair one Braille writer, and if I don't finish, I will come back to that Braille writer. Okay.
I know you said you have to wait 10 minutes. What's the reason for 10 minutes between dusting, oiling, all that?
Letting the Braille writer dry off.
Okay. Well, interesting. Thank you. We'll have opportunities for Q&A down the road here as we get into some further conversation with our students. So thank you very much, Marissa. I'm not sure I could repair or do what she does, to be candid. So next up is our Alamance County team, and we're going to ask them to go ahead and present our digital ambassadors. So Alamance County.
Hello? Oh yeah, it's on. That's good. First, I want to just say thank you to Marissa. You are a genuine and most amazing person for you being able to do that while blind. That's just amazing. Okay, now we can start the presentation. So we are what we call digital ambassadors. We help people that are a little bit more like on the elderly side who don't know about technology. Yeah, that is true. And what we basically do, we help them on their businesses or just essential necessaries like how to log into Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, technically every application. We help them learn how to help grow their businesses by making businesses cards. That was actually very fun, doing the businesses cards. We taught them how to do, what else did we taught them how to do? Oh yeah, change the passwords, save the passwords.
Not write down the password.
And how to log into a computer. That took very long. And yeah, that's what we basically do. We just help elderly people who are mostly Hispanic. I don't think they know that much of technology, if I'm being honest. I am Oscar Mundo Perez, just so you know, and this is
Yarley Jimenez from Alamance County and also part of Valores.
And I'm Marilyn Alemán, and I'm part of Valores and Digital Ambassadors.
Anthony Miranda, I am also a part of Valores in the County of Alamance.
So now we're gonna have to take it to Yadier.
Good afternoon. I hope everyone had a wonderful lunch. We're part of Valores and we're also part of Digital Ambassadors. We had, if we can go back to the next slide, the other slide. I would like to thank everyone for coming here, and I think that I really appreciate everyone here for being here, hearing us out. We're going to talk about our journey during our, this happened, the Digital Ambassador started during the summer 2024. It has been a great opportunity to learn different ways of, which includes communication skills, professional skills, self-confidence, and organization skills. Digital Ambassadors give us a new perspective to educate elderly people and also senior members. In this program, high school students are teaching adults about technology. It might be the simple thing, but we're able to have also a good idea of like having patience with them, and also being bilingual gives us a great way to also help others, not just ourselves. And I believe that if we continue this program, it would help us in our career path. We would like any kind of goals we would like to achieve. And I want to thank y'all for being here.
Next slide, please. So just like Oscar said, with Digital Ambassadors, we basically help senior citizens advance in technology and helping them understand it better. For this slide, I will be talking about our experience and my personal experience. I feel like all of us have learned how to communicate with not only each other, but with adults in a better way. For my personal experience, I've noticed that we have to have a steady pace with working with adults, and although it might be easy for us, it could be way harder for them to understand what we're trying to teach them.
Next slide, please. And in these pictures is us showing our adults how to use apps. So far we have taught them how to use TikTok, Canva, Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Sheets, and more. For our adults, we take time to do these slides so they can be easier and more understandable for them. Our slides are in English and Spanish, and we help them make sure they understand and how to be better, and yeah. Thank you.
I appreciate all of you for taking your time for listening to this small presentation. You didn't really have to, but y'all took your time anyways to come here. So I'd like to thank y'all guys. So we're gonna continue making new classes to help people that have trouble understanding English, Spanish, and technology. You know, there's a bunch of people that don't understand technology that are from different countries and that need help to learn so they can keep more up to date to how we know about technology. Because now technology is basically everything. You're gonna need technology now to probably buy food. We can use toilet paper. I don't know. So I hope y'all guys enjoyed your time. But first, if you have any questions for us, we'll be happy to answer for y'all.
Let me just start by saying, incoming senior, incoming sophomore, future nurse, future doctor. They're going to go in partnership together. Clear ringleader. Senior? What?
Senior?
No, what? No. What class you grade you going into? I forgot.
We in sophomore, right?
You're going to be a sophomore as well. I'm going to be a senior.
16.
You can overachieve. How many in your roles as digital navigators, how many folks do you think estimated that you've worked with and helped?
Right now, it's pretty much like a lot, at least a good 10 for each individual person. And it's growing more and more the more we keep on continuing doing this program.
That's great. Are they coming to the school, or are you going to community centers, or were you able to work with these folks at?
Well, we have like this place that we rented, and they come over here. It's like a shared business place, and they come and we teach them how to do technology individually or with two people at the same time.
Okay. I know you said business administration. What is it that you're looking to try to do?
I'm probably going to try to learn how to do like coding games.
Okay.
And do some other stuff like making consoles. Maybe dabbling in a little boxing, you know.
Okay, I'm not sure how to go beyond that one. Okay, we will definitely get back to you all for questions and answers here at the end, but thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Now, next up is going to be Beaufort County. They're going to give a demonstration as well. I will tell you, if I remember correctly, we have an 8th grader, right? Who's our... So again, just to show the age and the breadth here of what's going on in our public school system. So folks, take it away.
Today we're going to be repairing Chromebooks. We do this as tech teams in order to help in our ITLs and media coordinators lessen the workload so they can do other activities and provide for the school's needs. So he's going to do a keyboard. He's going to demonstrate how to, I'm doing a keyboard. He's going to demonstrate how to do First things first, we gotta check the damage. We have tickets in our school. We use Instant IQ, and we see that there's a keyboard issue. So we would usually try to repair the key on the keyboard, but since the ribbon and the rubber and the metal is bent on this key, we can't use a key or replace a key anymore on this keyboard. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to to unscrew all these screws in the key on the back of the computer, so then we can open up the keyboard in the front.
And what they're working on right now is he's unscrewing. We've seen a lot in my visits across the different high schools where it is students who are the help desk. It's students who are refurbishing equipment. It's students that are re-equipping classrooms with audiovisual capabilities. And then basically sitting there working with students as they're encountering problems. And in a lot of cases, between Dell and HP so far, these students are going through certification programs to be able to work on this equipment as well. So, as an example, they're coming out already with necessary certifications that employers would love to have.
All right, so now the second thing you would do is you would pop the keyboard out, which you can pop from the corners by pressing these two rubber pieces right here so you can get the keyboard loose. So then we can use a pry tool like this, and then we can get into the keyboard by going under the wedge and pushing it. So then we do this all the way around, so then we can pop up the keyboard and replace it.
And while you guys are doing it, how many hours a day do you spend doing this type of work?
Probably around this. I just started doing this during the internship, and I was doing probably some days it was 8, some days it was probably closer to around like 4 to 6.
Okay. And then during this, you haven't done it yet in the school year.
So
Okay.
I'm going to be doing that this school year though.
Okay. And do you have an idea how long during the school day you might be spending, or?
Generally, it'll be about a class period.
Okay.
So about 90 minutes.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was just trying to fill time for you.
Take your time. So now what we do, what they suggest we do, is we unplug the battery so we can stop from static electricity from short-circuiting the motherboard. It's a suggestion. Most of the time we don't do it. So,
Okay, Manny, that doesn't expire the Dell warranty. Where's Manny?
alright, so what we do now, or what I just did, was I unconnected the keyboard ribbon from the connector on the motherboard. So through this little flap, you open the flap and you can pull out the ribbon. Same with the mouse pad. So what we do is we lift up the flap and we pull it out. Which, so a lot of times in these keyboards, you can get new keyboards with old trackpads or no trackpads at all. So what you could do is you can take off the trackpad from the old one if the key, because the trackpad's still working, you can unscrew the trackpad and you can reuse the trackpad on the new keyboard. So now since you got your new keyboard, what you can do is you can, now you just plug it up, you just do everything backwards.
And while he's doing that, how many of us have ever gone in and done this? Okay, probably more than a small number, but not surprisingly more than I thought. Because today, the desktop environment, you're not doing that. It's basically a swap and replace kind of thing.
You can take it.
Oh, you guys need a couple minutes?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
it. I'm nervous, I'm shaking. It's like,
That's okay.
so now what you do after you do that, or what I should have done before I did that, was there's a diagnostic mode on these Chromebooks. It controls the search icon and hit escape. Sometimes they're a little glitchy.
There is stuff happening on the screen. I know it's a little bit difficult to see with the camera, but yeah,
So anyway, if they don't work, you can also check the keyboard through the search or use anything for a sample. I'm using the username option up here, and I'm just checking all the keys to make sure they work, and you can see that they do. So keyboard's working. After that, we just put in the screws on the back of the Chromebook.
So for mine, the screen on this one is damaged, so I'm going to need to go in and remove the bezel around the screen. I generally go in and start by the top corners and carefully peel it up, it will come up. And then slowly go around and make sure not to damage the bezel so you can reuse it.
So while he's working on it, just a question for the both of you. Do you guys have like a student who's the lead? I don't want to call it the supervisor, but maybe the go-to person, gets the hard to do devices?
Not really.
Okay. So if you have to pick the one that's problematic, it's a bad day for you. Is that what you're saying?
So now once I have the bezel off, there are 4 screws right here holding in the screen, and I need to take those off. And now once I have that off, you just have to peel back the screen and flip it over, and there's a little sticker right here that you have to peel up, and there's a lever right here that you have to flip up, and then you can take this cable out, which is the LCD cable, and then you're going to need to grab your new screen and, like he said, do everything backwards. Just put this back in, make sure it's in there nice and tight, flip the lever down, sticker back, make sure this is tucked in right there, and you gotta line the thing up, make sure to peel the screen off. The screws back in place.
While he's doing that, repair parts, like the broken components, what do you do with them? How do you get replacement parts?
So we go through a source called AGI and Trafera. Trafera is a company that I'm not sure on all of it, but from what I hear, AGI is the one that provides us the parts. And when we can't fix something, or it's covered by warranty, or we just don't want to mess with it because it's harder to mess with, and it's just easier to send it off. So we would just send it off to Trafera because they're in our warranty.
Okay.
Okay, now I just have to put the bezel back on, and you're going to want to make sure that it pops into the corners first, and then you can go ahead and click it back in.
What's the most common problem you guys encounter in your, like, what would you say is the number one?
Probably screen.
Screens? Okay. And to what age, do you know what ages students are issued, do students in elementary school get Chromebooks or any kind of devices, or?
I believe
Okay.
In first grade, kindergarten, pre-K, they get iPads. So some of our schools are Apple schools, so the teachers get MacBooks, students get iPads, they have Apple TVs, and then the high schools, middle schools, and second through fifth all get Chromebooks, and most of those schools have tech teams where the students go in and repair it like this.
Now that I have the bells back on, I'm going to flip it over and put the spine back on, which protects the hinges. And the long side faces towards the computer when clicking it back in. And that's done.
Wow. How many devices? Yeah, please. So in the course of the day, how many devices do you think each individual member of your team repairs or processes, whatever the right word is?
So it differs per school. As an intern, we would fix on average, well, we would grab whatever the ITLs or tech teams didn't finish during the school year. This summer, as interns, we would fix about, let's say we have a sum of 300 of laptops. We would fix about 30 Chromebooks in about, an hour? In about an hour.
And what's the size of the team?
The size was before.
The four of you right here? Wow. That's 7 or 8 an hour. Okay. Well, thank you guys. If you have nothing else, we'll go ahead with some questions and answers. Thank you. And so if there's anybody out there in the audience, you got some questions for these young men and women, please, let's go. We got a question right there. Let's make Zach run.
For the digital ambassadors, what do your seniors most like to do on TikTok? I just want to see if
Is this for personal knowledge or?
Oh yeah, it is on. For me, I feel like it's probably videos. I'm gonna be honest. There's like so many videos and they're not even edited. It's just literally just a photo of them and then it's just a song. That's all it really is, if I'm being honest. That's what they basically do. They just do videos. Oh yeah, they also do cooking. Yeah, the cooking TikTok channels things.
That's pretty much it, and I think since they try to publicize their, some do try to publicize their business, on what they do, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. Anybody else out there? Come on, we got how many hundreds of people here? We got to have questions. You don't want me asking all the questions.
So my question is for you guys, what are you missing? What more resources do you need from your schools or your communities so that you can provide more of these services and the kids coming up behind you can continue with these services?
Anybody?
For us, first, probably some money.
Anybody from the General Assembly in here?
And also, we need a little bit of more help, more resources, like she just said right now.
Such as what we say you need more help.
Like, they could follow their, social media. They can follow their social media. Go to followers.nc.org. Make sure y'all guys follow this. I don't know if y'all guys can see, but make sure y'all guys follow this. We need it. Like, we're not that popular compared to probably them. They're probably a little bit more popular than us. But yeah, we would generously thank you guys if y'all could do that.
I think we were in a small place that He asked his friend, the one that organizes this, he asked his friend to help us, lend us a space. And since then, we had to move out, and this starts coming Wednesday. And so now we're at another area that he's getting space for. It's really small. I would say it's small, his little office. But I mean, I wish we could it's not somewhere where it's like more communicative, like where it's very known. But I feel like maybe if more people would know about it, like it wouldn't be more like a small little area. I feel like it could be more centered. It used to be centered, but now it's not.
Okay, how about you guys? You got a response? Resources? What would you, to respond to the question?
Resources-wise, I would think, honestly, more showcases, more summits. I feel like the resources we need is the outreach of more communities doing this. So, resources-wise, I don't think we really need much resources-wise besides our sponsors from Trafera and AGI.
Okay. Marissa, same question to you?
Resources, we would probably resources for us would probably be Braille writers to fix, more Braille writers to repair.
Okay. So keep you employed is what you're saying, right? Okay. Oh, we got more questions. Great. Go ahead, please.
A similar question. So it's summertime and you're all doing this work now. What's going to happen when school starts the end of the month? Is it a class that you get credit for? Is there a teacher that sponsors you? How will you keep working in your school year?
We're starting. We were starting in the mornings and like at 8. Well, actually at 9, but we would have to get up at 8. So we're gonna try to do in the evenings, start classes in the evenings, so that it won't impact us during the school year. We're gonna end around January, but we really hope that we can continue further on. And also, we're trying to pass out flyers in our community to invite them to our classes.
And how many hours would you do this in the evening?
We haven't really talked much about it, but in the morning, like this past summer, we were doing 6.
Okay. Wow. And you guys, when school starts, I think you said it's part of your. It's part of it's a period of school, right?
Yeah, for my school, we have to send in or write an application for our tech team, and the media teacher goes around and selects, reads them and selects the best fit for the job, and then it's a class, so we get graded for it, and we repair the computers. We also learn more about other tech stuff. If the teachers have anything wrong with their TVs or anything like that, we go out and help with that. From what I've heard from friends that have taken it, so I'll learn more this year.
Marissa, how about for you?
I've already started school, but for my tech team, it's more like a job, and it's once a week.
And how many hours, when you say once a week, how many hours do you spend on the job?
1 hour and 45 minutes, because our periods are blocks. Since I'm in high school, my classes are block classes, so the time would be 1 hour and 45 minutes, or just an hour.
Okay. I know we had other hands up there, so.
Maybe we'll get zoom in closer. I'll make my way, don't worry.
This is kind of like Mark and Jonathan on the trail here, running, right?
So everyone enjoys this.
Hey, thank you guys for being here with us today. We heard there were some folks interested in going into medicine. I'm curious, what are your dream jobs?
Well, my dream job is becoming a nurse, but in ours there's business and doctor and like gaming and stuff like that. We're making games.
For me, once I get out of high school, I want to go to NC State for civil engineering, and then go into
Now all the DOT people are clapping. Transportation folks, they want to recruit you already.
then I want to go into the Navy, into their division of civil engineering, and do that as a career.
Okay. How about you? Yeah.
I want to get more knowledge on tech. So, like you were saying, you said you wanted to like game like coding. Yeah, I'm wanting to be a game designer as well. So, definitely a job like this can help me learn more for when I get to that, and I'll be ready to roll when it happens.
I know there's some NC State folks here. They got a big e-gaming degree program, if I remember correctly. So you've got people you can talk to here. Just go down the line.
So what I want to do is, I'm currently part of the college program working towards my associate's degree. My goal is to get.
So you're dual enrolled?
Dual enrolled, yeah.
Okay.
I want to get I want to go ahead and start on 2 years of my bachelor's degree in informational technology, and then transfer hopefully to NC State or somewhere that accepts me, and get a computer science degree. And while I'm working in the computer science degree, get a cybersecurity degree, bachelor's degree.
And wait a minute, I got to plug for that one.
And then after that, hopefully find a job, internships and apprenticeships during college. So when I come out of college, I would have the work experience already to get hired at a higher level. Yeah.
Okay. So really, all you Tar Heel fans out there, you're hearing they're talking about Wolfpack here. Is what I'm hearing. How about you, sir? It's good. I'll turn.
So for me, I will actually work with looking forward to work with Beaufort County School. Usually I'm still in community college and work on my IT I just don't remember which one, but the associate degree for IT, and I will look forward to working with BCS. So usually there's no other option now working with BCS, and now actually go towards university like NC State or other IT university to be able to take.
Okay. Marissa?
For a job that I've been wanting to do, I've been wanting to work for Apple, and I've been wanting to actually help people with their devices or accessibility or logging into their devices. I have been wanting to do that for a while since I've learned VoiceOver and all the other screen readers. I've been really interested in helping other people with their devices.
Wow, that's awesome. Zach, is there anybody else? If not, I will. Are we? Have we got time for one more question?
We have time for one.
We got the councilman here in the front row here. Steve. Steve, yeah.
There you go.
The first question I want to know is if you guys are hiring, because I'd love to work for you guys. We need a good sales team. I guess my question is for Lores. It really hit a chord for me because my son has been the IT person for my parents, and now he's at state, so everyone's really worried because they don't know who's going to fix their technology. And now it's me, so everyone's really worried. But my question is, have you thought about, have you reached out to senior centers in your area or worked with your local chambers of commerce or councils to get the word out about what you're doing? Because we have growing senior communities. I mean, how are people finding out about you? Is it about word of mouth or just curious?
I know we may have to defer that question to our school mentors. I don't know if you all Anybody from any of the support teams wants to tackle that one? But in the meantime, you were talking about needing to have PR. That's the guy you need to talk to. You're talking about the king of PR. That's Councilman Rao, so yeah. Did you want to try to answer that first?
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
We haven't really talked, well, we're trying to, no, we haven't really tried to reach to anyone or, like, just literally our community, but I really do feel like we should do that, and we would like to consider that as we try to progress in our journey with this. Because we're just starting, and our teacher, she's not like the one that teaches us to teach our people. She's not here today, and I think that we should definitely comment that to her, and would like to do that.
And then just for Marissa and the tech team over at the Governor Morehead School, we are just starting as well, and so we're trying to make sure that we have, because we have a lot of Braille writers to repair. But Ms. Medina is the advisor for that group. But one of the goals that we have is to make sure that we advertise it out to other schools, because there are other schools that have Braille writers, and it's very hard to repair them. It's a very expensive process. You have to mail them off and ship them off to get them repaired most of the time, because there's not someone in the community that does that. So we feel like our team is going to really provide the service to North Carolina in general, not just at the Governor Morehead School, but all around. And then Marissa's going to be part of the new digital ambassadors at the school as well, so she's very excited to hear what this group has to say for Alamance County. And we're looking at different nursing facilities or retirement homes that have some populations of persons who have just lost their sight or are losing their sight, so that we can help them understand that you can still use your device effectively and not feel so scared about it, and so they can help them learn how to use Siri on their iPhone or using the voiceover and that sort of thing. So we're really excited about that.
And Kai, I'm going to put you on the spot. These are some of these things that they're talking about would be eligible for grants through BEAD, correct?
Yes, so I can speak specifically for our office. We recently closed out a round of funding for nonprofit organizations, K-12 school system, higher education, as well as local government entities. And so our office is really on the ground trying to make sure that communities are being served and being funded in the appropriate way. So I can't speak to BEAD directly, but I can speak to our office's funding.
So I think there's opportunity is what we're trying to say, and I would encourage all of you there as the mentors of these great people behind me, ask the question, right? The worst that can be said is no. If you don't ask the question, it's no by default. Probably we can get to a yes some way, somehow, so challenge us. We're going to finish up with one more question, and this is for the panel, or our students here. If there's one takeaway you have for us today, what would that be? So Marissa, we'll start with you, and we'll just work down the line.
Takeaway. What do you mean by takeaway?
If there's one thing you would like us all to walk out of this room with, what would it be?
So, I've learned that fixing Braillers is not always easy. Because when I first started, I was nervous of fixing the Braille writers, but now I've experienced it and I've mastered it, and I've learned that it's not always easy to fix a Braille writer, and it takes time to actually fix one.
Okay.
The one takeaway is that with these guys right here because for me, when fixing Chromebooks, usually that it's just a learning experience to be able to know about the ways to repair it, Chromebooks, and for me, I just repair 3D printers. But that is will be a coming soon thing. Another thing is that one of the schools I taught or did a presentation with teachers of how to use a 3D printer, and usually that's one of the things that I actually work on. That's one of the things that I actually did.
Okay. And before you get, go ahead. Since you had mentioned cyber, I want to make sure that Dan Lorman down there, national renowned information security specialist, converse with him while he's here. It would be a treat for you, and I'm sure a treat for him. What's your one takeaway?
My one takeaway is this generation has a lot of lazy people, but it also has a lot of willing people willing to work. I see and I feel that there's going to be a smaller percentage as generations to come that are willing to work. My one thing that I ask for not to forget is look for those that are willing to work.
Okay.
My one takeaway would probably be always continue to try new things, because before this, I did not know how to repair a Chromebook or how to make a Ethernet cable, and now I know how to do those things, and I'm still learning upon it, and I enjoy doing it, and I look forward to doing it more in the future.
Fantastic. I know you got a couple years yet, but what's your one takeaway?
Well, I know for like when you're doing computers and all, to keep on trying and keep on practicing with it, because most likely when I got here, I already had like a little bit of practice with fixing computers, because like Anderson, my school has like a period where I can fix computers for students if they're broken or something, and then that kind of already prepared me for doing this. So already like had a little knowledge beforehand what to do, but still it's good practice to keep on doing what you're doing, to get it in your head what you have to do. And I know when I joined the tech team or the internship, I learned how to fix new things on Chromebooks. So, but yeah, just keep on practicing.
Okay. As we're coming to you, what's the one game you want to invent? What's your e-game you want to invent?
E-game?
Your e-game. You want to do gaming, right?
Oh, games?
Yeah. If you could create a game, what would it be?
Probably like horror games. Those are games.
Okay, what's your one takeaway? We better go back on track.
My one takeaway is don't be afraid to try new things. Because before I used to think like, oh, I can never teach people that speak Spanish since I was trash at speaking Spanish. I'm telling you, I was trash. Like, y'all guys probably speak better Spanish than I do, I'm gonna be honest. But I managed to make it happen. And look at me now, I'm on a stage with 600 plus people.
Steve, you may want to talk in as a future politician here, yeah.
My big takeaway is that as a team, it requires communication. Communicating with one another on how we're going to teach a class and how we're trying to not let the adults make us do the work for them. Because I think personally that the adults do sometimes try to get us to do it for them, but that's not our job. We're professionally trying to teach them all to do the work on their own.
Able to have patience and time with our adults, because our adults are like they need more help than others.
How about you? What's your one takeaway?
My one takeaway is like, in order to complete something, we have to work as a team and like being able to help each other, one another. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, great. Let's give these folks a big round of applause. And more importantly, to teachers and mentors, thank you for sharing them with us and bringing them here and doing what you need to do to coordinate that with your school districts. It's been a blast having them. Hopefully they can stay a little bit. Like I said, there's some folks here in the room. So again, if you're truly interested, I'm telling you, that's one of the, I don't know how many articles, and you've written books and everything else. I mean, we're very fortunate to have Danny here. So